Transportation and industry have shaped the North Denver communities of Globeville, Elyria, and Swansea from the beginning. Soon after gold and silver were discovered in the Rockies in the 1860s, railroads were built to connect mining camps to Denver and Denver to the rest of the country. Smelter plants sprung up along the railroads near the South Platte River to process the mined ore, and Eastern European immigrants followed, settling in the area as an opportunity to live close to their work at the smelters. Over time, the families of the Eastern European settlers were able to build wealth. Many eventually moved to the Berkeley neighborhood in Denver's far northwest, leaving the unpleasant smells and soot of the smelters behind. Around the same time, meatpacking and animal rendering plants further industrialized the area, worsening the already nauseating smells from the smelters. The areas near the plants remained home to some of Denver's poorest residents. Following World War II, highway construction divided the communities and demolished homes, starting in the late 1940s with the construction of the Valley Highway, later known as I-25, and ending with the completion of Interstate 70 in the 1960s. The two interstates meet in Globeville at an interchange known to residents as the Mousetrap, an area that occupies nearly 60 impassable acres in the heart of the neighborhood. In the late 20th century, Hispanic and Latino immigrants began to replace the earlier Eastern European immigrants that had left the area. At the same time, industry in the area began to decline, and residents became more aware of the harm that heavy industry had left behind. Reports detailing soil contamination were made public, and residents sued Asarco, the only remaining smelter operator in the area. Asarco settled the suit in 1993 for $5.5 million and a promise to clean up contaminated soils. Despite the EPA declaring much of the neighborhoods a Superfund site in 1999, studies following the cleanup and the 2006 closing of the smelter found no significant ongoing impact on the health of residents from the plant. Environmental organizations have called a zip code in Elyria-Swansea one of the most polluted in the country. The area continues to change, with the reconstruction of Interstate 70 and the redevelopment of the National Western Complex. More homes and businesses have been taken by eminent domain, and more residents have been forced out of the area. To get a resident's perspective on all of this, we interviewed Sally Lucero, who has lived in the area since 2012.
It's been really hard to get around recently since everything's closed. They closed the entrance to the highway that's on our street, and everywhere else is just packed with people trying to reroute themselves. It's especially hard getting in and out of the neighborhood for work. This stretch of the highway is important to access for us. I think the I-70 construction is a good thing. There's too many accidents on the highway, so I think it'll help. We just have to be patient and get through the construction period, and hopefully the changes will be good.
Where do you see your neighborhood going in the future?
I think it'll be like those other changing neighborhoods. It'll be gentrified, especially once that project's done. I think people are able to get more money for these houses now. I have that feeling with my landlord in this house. They keep coming to inspect the house, and they've put more money in this house in the past year than they have since I've been here. He could get more money out of rent from me if he wanted to. He owns another house down the street, and honestly, I think once the project's done, they'll probably sell it. Hopefully, we won't be here much longer.